Doctors warned senior women, this one bathroom habit makes older women smell bad. The realization dawned on Dr. Sarah Chen the moment she stepped into her patient's bathroom during a routine home health visit. A palpable wrongness hung in the air, far beyond just an unpleasant odor. It was a thick, damp, and faintly sour atmosphere, the kind that seemed to permeate fabric and cling to the skin itself. Her patient, Linda, a 73-year-old woman, presented as impeccably dressed, courteous, and outwardly healthy. Yet within minutes, Dr. Chen understood that Linda was unknowingly creating a perfect breeding ground for bacteria, all through 6 seemingly ordinary bathroom habits. These habits, she discovered, were quietly dismantling the body's natural defenses and contributing to an unpleasant odor in older women, irrespective of their bathing frequency or perfume choices. New dermatological research indicates that over 82% of senior women experience a distinct change in their personal scent after menopause, and the underlying reasons often remain a mystery. This is not a matter of poor hygiene or a lack of self-care. It's a complex interplay of chemistry. As Dr. Chin aptly puts it, most older women don't smell because they're dirty. They smell because their skin's protective barrier is being stripped away day after day by the very habits they think keep them clean. This video aims to illuminate these 6 common bathroom practices that doctors warn are contributing to body odor in senior women. Prepare to be surprised, especially by habit number 2, which is identified as the most detrimental. We will explore a discovery backed by Harvard research revealing how a single daily mistake can alter your skin's natural pH in as little as 3 days, effectively trapping odors that no amount of soap or perfume can overcome. For those seeking a deeper understanding of the scientific principles at play, a comprehensive list of research references is provided in the description below. Before we delve into the specifics, we'd like to engage with our audience. Please share your location in the comments section. We are dedicated to reading and responding to every single comment this week. Now, let's begin with habit number 6. A surprisingly common morning ritual that almost every senior woman engages in without realizing its gradual impact on her body's scent throughout the day. Habit number 6, not changing washcloths and towels frequently enough. The seemingly innocuous washcloth hanging on your towel bar might be harboring more bacteria than your toilet seat. If you are like the majority of senior women who participated in a recent University of Michigan hygiene study, you likely use the same washcloth for 3 to 7 consecutive days. Dr. Jennifer Martinez, a geriatric dermatologist, explains that as we age, our skin sheds cells at a faster rate while simultaneously producing less natural oil. This creates an ideal food source for bacteria, which thrive in the warm, moist environment of a used washcloth. Each time you use that washcloth, you are not merely spreading yesterday's bacteria back onto your skin. You are actively cultivating a bacterial multiplication chamber where microorganisms can double every 20 minutes. By the 3rd day of use, your washcloth could contain approximately 17 million bacteria per square inch. This issue is exacerbated for senior women due to age-related changes in skin pH, which create an environment where odor-causing bacteria such as Corynebacterium and Staphylococcus epidermis can not only survive but flourish on both the washcloth and the skin. These specific bacteria produce volatile organic compounds that are responsible for the characteristic musty, sour odor often associated with aging. However, it is not age itself that causes the odor, but rather the overgrowth of bacteria resulting from the reuse of contaminated washcloths and towels. The recommended solution is the daily rotation system where a fresh washcloth is used each day. These washcloths should be laundered in water heated to at least 140 deg with a cup of white vinegar added to the wash cycle, a method proven by studies to eliminate 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria. For towels, the recommendation is to use them no more than 3 times before washing. Crucially and often overlooked is the need to ensure towels are completely dry between uses, as bacteria cannot multiply effectively on thoroughly dry fabric. Therefore, hanging towels spread out on a bar rather than on a hook makes a significant difference. Furthermore, investing in antimicrobial treated washcloths specifically designed for sensitive aging skin can offer an additional layer of protection. However, it is still essential to change these daily, as no antimicrobial treatment can entirely eradicate the diverse bacterial ecosystem that develops in bathroom textiles. While the bacteria on washcloths are a concern, they pale in comparison to the issues arising from the next habit. Before we proceed, if you are finding this video informative, please take a moment to like it and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to activate the notification bell so you are alerted to future uploads. Habit number 5, using heavily scented products to mask natural body odor. A stroll down the personal care aisle of any pharmacy reveals an overwhelming selection of floral-scented soaps, powdery deodorants, and lavender-infused body washes, all promising to keep you smelling fresh throughout the day. However, research conducted by Dr. Robert Kim at Stanford Medical School has uncovered a startling truth. These products are actually making senior women smell worse by disrupting the delicate bacterial balance of aging skin. The science behind this phenomenon is both fascinating and concerning. Your skin is home to approximately 1,000 species of bacteria that coexist in a complex ecosystem. When you bombard them with artificial fragrances and harsh chemicals, you are essentially orchestrating a bacterial genocide, eliminating beneficial bacteria and allowing the malodorous ones to proliferate unchecked. Senior women are particularly susceptible because the decline in estrogen after menopause already destabilizes the skin's natural microbiome. The addition of synthetic fragrances then creates what dermatologists term a double assault, leading to the rapid colonization by odor-producing bacteria like Brevibacterium, the very same bacterium responsible for the pungent aroma of certain cheeses. These artificial fragrances do not actually eliminate odor. They merely attempt to mask it temporarily while the underlying bacterial imbalance continues to worsen. This creates a detrimental cycle where women use more and more products in an attempt to smell better, ultimately exacerbating the problem. Studies have demonstrated that fragrance chemicals such as phthalates and synthetic musks actually serve as a food source for certain types of bacteria, acting as growth stimulants that can lead to population explosions within hours of application. The recommended solution involves transitioning to fragrance-free, pH-balanced cleansers specifically formulated for mature skin. Look for products containing gentle ingredients like lactic acid or mandelic acid, which help maintain the skin's natural acid mantle without disrupting beneficial bacteria. Dr. Kim's team observed that women who switched to unscented products and allowed their natural microbiome to rebalance experienced a remarkable 73% reduction in body odor within 2 weeks compared to those who continued using fragrance products. The key is to seek out products labeled microbiome-friendly or pH-balanced for mature skin, and to resist the temptation to add fragrance through lotions, powders, or body sprays, as these only worsen the issue. Instead of masking odors, focus on supporting your skin's natural bacterial balance with products containing prebiotics like inulin or beta-glucan, which nourish beneficial bacteria and help naturally crowd out the odor-causing varieties. While fragrance products create superficial chaos, the next habit inflicts damage that extends much deeper. Habit number 4, sitting on the toilet too long due to constipation or straining. That leisurely morning bathroom ritual where you might spend 15 to 20 minutes on the toilet, perhaps while scrolling through your phone or reading, waiting for a bowel movement, is setting in motion a cascade of problems that extend far beyond simple discomfort. According to groundbreaking pelvic floor research from the Cleveland Clinic, Dr. Amanda Foster, a urogynecologist specializing in the treatment of senior women, explains that prolonged sitting on the toilet causes blood to pool in the hemorrhoidal veins and exerts significant pressure on the pelvic floor muscles. These muscles are already weakened in older women due to years of gravity, childbirth, and hormonal changes. This sustained pressure not only contributes to hemorrhoids, but can also cause microscopic tears in the delicate perianal skin, creating fertile grounds for bacteria, particularly the notorious Enterococcus and E. coli strains, which produce potent ammonia-like odors. The straining that often accompanies constipation in senior women forces bacteria from the intestinal tract into areas where they should not be, including the vaginal canal and the urethral opening. This phenomenon, termed bacterial translocation by medical professionals, can persist for days following a single episode of straining. Research indicates that women over 60 who regularly spend more than 10 minutes on the toilet exhibit a 340% higher concentration of odor-causing bacteria in the perianal region compared to those who limit their toilet time to 5 minutes or less. The combination of pressure-induced tissue damage, bacterial migration, and the warm, moist environment fostered by prolonged sitting creates ideal conditions for biofilm formation, essentially bacterial communities that adhere to the skin and resist normal cleansing. The solution necessitates a multifaceted approach, beginning with addressing the root cause of constipation. This involves increasing fiber intake, with experts recommending 25 to 30 grams daily from sources such as psyllium husk, ground flaxseed, and cooked vegetables, alongside a daily intake of at least 64 ounces of water. Additionally, utilizing a toilet stool to elevate your feet into a squatting position can reduce straining by 65% and decrease average toilet time by more than half. While taking a daily probiotic supplement containing bifidobacterium and lactobacillus strains can aid in naturally regulating bowel movements. The most critical change is to set a 5-minute timer when you sit down and to stand up when it rings. Even if you haven't had a bowel movement, it is far more beneficial to try again later than to inflict the bacterial and tissue damage associated with prolonged sitting and straining. The damage caused by extended toilet sitting is significant, but it pales in comparison to the consequences of the next incredibly common mistake. Habit number 3: improper wiping technique and inadequate cleaning. The way you have been wiping after using the bathroom your entire life may be entirely incorrect. A shocking study published in the Journal of Geriatric Medicine revealed that 78% of senior women employ techniques that actively spread bacteria, leading to persistent odor problems that no amount of bathing can resolve. Dr. Lisa Chang, who led the research team, discovered that the combination of reduced flexibility, arthritis, and declining visual acuity in older women results in incomplete cleaning. This leaves behind microscopic traces of fecal matter and urine residue, which within hours transform into breeding grounds for billions of bacteria. The most prevalent error is wiping from back to front, which effectively drags intestinal bacteria forward towards the vaginal and urethral openings. However, even women who wipe front to back often fail to adequately clean all areas due to age-related mobility limitations. The study utilized specialized bacterial imaging to demonstrate that standard toilet paper, even with proper technique, leaves behind approximately 30% of fecal bacteria. This percentage escalates to over 50% in women experiencing limited range of motion or reduced hand strength. These residual bacteria multiply exponentially in the warm, moist environment of underwear, generating sulfur compounds and ammonia that contribute to that distinctive unwashed smell many people mistakenly associate with aging itself. The problem is further compounded by the fact that senior women often have redundant skin folds and changes in body composition that create concealed areas where bacteria can thrive undetected, leading to what researchers term cryptic contamination zones that standard wiping simply cannot reach. The solution involves adopting what geriatric hygiene experts refer to as the complete clean protocol. This begins with using moistened wipes specifically formulated for sensitive skin containing ingredients like aloe and vitamin E, but crucially without alcohol or fragrances that can irritate delicate tissues. The technique involves first using toilet paper for initial cleaning, followed by a moistened wipe using a gentle patting motion rather than vigorous rubbing. Finally, a clean, dry tissue is used to ensure no moisture remains, which could promote bacterial growth. For women facing mobility challenges, investing in a bidet attachment or a long-handled wiping aid can significantly improve the thoroughness of cleaning. Studies have shown that bidet users experience 75% less perianal bacteria compared to those who rely solely on toilet paper. The fundamental principle is to always wipe from front to back using a fresh section of paper or a new wipe for each pass, and continuing this process until the paper or wipe comes away completely clean. If this requires 10 wipes, then that is what is necessary, as leaving any residue behind guarantees bacterial overgrowth and odor. Improper wiping can spread bacteria extensively, but the next habit creates an even more perilous bacterial breeding ground. Habit number 2: wearing the same underwear too long or choosing the wrong materials. That favorite pair of cotton underwear you put on this morning might feel fresh, but a revolutionary study on textiles and microbiology by Dr. Patricia Williams at New York University has revealed a startling truth. Within just 4 hours of wear, the underwear of senior women contains over 10,000 bacteria per square centimeter. By the end of a typical day, this number explodes to over 100 million organisms, producing a cocktail of odorous compounds. The research, which employed advanced DNA sequencing to identify bacterial species, found that the underwear of older women harbors a particularly aggressive mix of bacteria, including Bacteroides, vaginalis, Prevotella, and various anaerobic bacteria. These thrive in low-oxygen environments and produce the fishy ammonia-like odors that become increasingly difficult to wash out over time. The problem is not merely wearing underwear for an extended period during the day. It also encompasses the common practice among senior women of wearing the same underwear for multiple days, if it appears clean, without realizing that bacteria are invisible, and that age-related changes in vaginal discharge and bladder control create moisture that exponentially accelerates bacterial growth. Synthetic materials like nylon and polyester, often favored by older women for their smoothing effects, are actually the worst possible choice. They trap moisture and heat while hindering air circulation, creating what microbiologists refer to as an incubator effect that can increase bacterial populations by an astonishing 500% compared to natural fibers. The study discovered that even minor urine leakage, which affects 67% of women over 60, creates a nitrogen-rich environment that certain bacteria absolutely relish, transforming underwear into what researchers grimly termed portable petri dishes that continuously reinfect the wearer with odor-causing organisms. The type of laundry detergent and washing temperature also play a critical role. Standard cold water washing removes only about 60% of bacteria, while fabric softeners, commonly used by many women, actually create a waxy coating that permanently traps bacteria and odors within the fabric. The solution involves what experts term a total underwear overhaul. This begins with replacing your entire underwear drawer with items made from 100% cotton or moisture-wicking bamboo, which allows for proper air circulation and prevents moisture from being trapped against the skin. Underwear should be changed at least twice daily, once at midday and again before bed and immediately after any episode of incontinence, regardless of its severity, as even a few drops of urine can trigger massive bacterial growth. When washing underwear, use hot water at a temperature of at least 140 degrees with an enzyme-based detergent specifically designed to break down biological matter. Add half a cup of baking soda to neutralize odors and a quarter cup of white vinegar to the rinse cycle to eliminate any remaining bacteria. Most importantly, never wear underwear for more than 12 hours straight. Consider going without underwear at night to allow the area to dry and air out completely. A practice that studies have shown can reduce bacterial populations by up to 80% compared to wearing underwear 24/7. While these underwear mistakes create significant problems, they are eclipsed by the shocking damage inflicted by the number one habit. A habit to which almost every senior woman is unfortunately prone. Habit number 1, overwashing and using harsh soaps on the genital area. This habit, which 94% of senior women believe keeps them clean and fresh, actually cultivates the most detrimental bacterial environment and generates the strongest, most persistent odors, which become increasingly impossible to eliminate, the more aggressively one attempts to wash them away. Groundbreaking research by Dr. Sandra Reynolds at Mount Sinai Hospital has revealed that senior women who wash their genital area more than once daily with soap harbor 12 times more odor-causing bacteria than those who use plain water. This is because aggressive washing strips away the protective acid mantle and beneficial lactobacilli, which naturally prevent malodorous bacteria from establishing themselves. The vagina is a self-cleaning organ with a carefully calibrated pH of 3.8 to 4.5, creating an acidic environment that is hostile to harmful bacteria. However, when soap, particularly antibacterial soap, is used, it raises the pH to neutral or even alkaline levels, allowing pathogens to flourish and multiply unchecked. The study employed advanced microbiome sequencing to demonstrate that within just 3 days of daily soap use, the vaginal microbiome shifts from being dominated by protective lactobacillus species to being overrun by anaerobic bacteria such as Mobiluncus, Bacteroides, and Peptostreptococcus. These bacteria produce volatile sulfur compounds and putrescine, which is literally the same chemical responsible for the terrible smell of rotting flesh. What makes this particularly devastating for senior women is that estrogen decline has already reduced natural lactobacilli populations by up to 90%. Therefore, when harsh washing is added to the equation, it effectively eliminates the body's last natural defense against odor-causing organisms. The research team was astonished to discover that women who douched or used feminine hygiene washes had bacterial counts up to 100 times higher than those who used plain water. Furthermore, the bacteria were not confined to the surface. They had formed biofilms that penetrated deep into the tissue, making them inaccessible to any amount of washing. Even more alarming was the finding that overwashing triggers a stress response in bacteria, causing them to produce even more odorous compounds as a survival mechanism. This creates a vicious cycle where the worse the smell becomes, the more women wash, which in turn exacerbates the odor. According to every gynecologist and microbiome expert involved in the study, the proper approach is to wash the external genital area once daily with plain warm water, only using your hand rather than a washcloth, which can be too abrasive for sensitive tissue. If a cleanser is absolutely necessary, it should be specifically formulated for intimate care, possess a pH between 4.0 and 4.5, and contain no soap, sulfates, or fragrances. It should be used no more than 3 times per week on external areas only. The vagina itself should never be washed internally. No douching, no soap, and no feminine washes are recommended. Simply allow warm water to run over the area during your shower. This is all that is required for optimal health and odor control. After washing, pat the area completely dry with a clean towel. Consider using a hairdryer on a cool setting to ensure no moisture remains, as moisture combined with bacterial disruption from overwashing creates a perfect storm for odor development that becomes increasingly difficult to reverse the longer it continues. These 6 bathroom habits, while seemingly minor, collectively create a perfect storm of bacterial overgrowth and persistent odors that no amount of perfume or air freshener can effectively mask. The encouraging news is that by implementing these simple changes to your daily routine, you can dramatically reduce odor-causing bacteria and restore your body's natural balance within just a few weeks. Remember, the goal is not to be cleaner or to wash more frequently, but rather to work in harmony with your body's natural systems instead of against them. If you have found this information beneficial, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel for more science-based health content tailored specifically for senior women. Please activate the notification bell so you never miss our latest video releases. Thank you for watching.